Hey, Austin.
Hi,
Can I ask you some quick questions?
of course.
Who inspired your interest in foreign policy?
My family. I was born in Washington, D.C., and I lived abroad at a young age, and foreign policy topics were always at the dinner table.
What is the title of your essay?
Outgrowing Empire, the commercial origins of American national identity.
How would you describe the topic of your essay in one word?
Inevitable.
What time period is your essay exploring?
The period between the passage of the first of the Navigation Acts, which was in 1651, and the Revolution, but especially the decade before the Revolution.
In a few short words, how would you define American exceptionalism?
Self-made. I think it's really exceptional and interesting that American unity was intentional and it was crafted based on shared interests as opposed to more superficial factors.
Who is your primary audience?
People that want to see our 250th birthday as a chance to both celebrate and reflect.
What was your favorite book you read while researching for your essay?
Smugglers and Patriots by John W. Tyler.
Are you a morning person or night owl while writing?
Night Owl.
If you could have dinner with any founding father, who would it be?
It's hard to pass up an evening with Hamilton, but for this essay, I would choose John Hancock.
What's one piece of advice you have for young professionals looking to succeed in the field of foreign policy?
That being genuine and yourself counts a lot, and that networking is just like making friends.
Which historical figure do you relate to the most?
Johnny Cash.
How would you describe your essay in 3 emojis?
The sailor's knot, the teacup, and the hourglass.
What was something new or surprising you learned while writing this essay?
Just how personal politics were back then, and in a lot of ways they still are. The communities were a lot smaller and they were really tight knit. News traveled slower and people wrote to each other a lot. And this allowed political influence, impactful political influence, to be exercised in really individual ways, like burning effigies or insulting pamphlets or exaggerated political cartoons. And this also allowed, on the negative side, for enforcement to be, of the trading laws especially, to be really arbitrary. But for the Americans, it allowed the collection of their personal politics to be really impactful when they unified.
If the founding era were a Netflix series, what would it be called?
Illicit Liberty, and it would be a adventure series about a gang of smugglers who evade the hapless customs service.
If you could invite one 18th century thinker to a modern policy roundtable, who would it be and why?
Benjamin Franklin, because of his printing and editorial importance, and it'd be a round table about communicating with the American people, public diplomacy.
If you created the Stamp Act, what would be your stamp design?
The aristocratic imagery clearly was ill-advised, and so I would pick something much more simpler, and it would be a bald eagle perched on a quill pen.
Tea or coffee while writing?
Definitely coffee. It didn't feel right to write and read about the Boston Tea Party and the boycotts while drinking tea.
What would be your colonial era job?
Smuggler.
If you could ask Adam Smith one question, what would it be?
How surprised are you at the interconnectedness of today's global economy?
Best dinner conversation topic with the founders?
I think we can learn a lot from how they settle debates in principled manner, and so I'd ask them the most equitable and exciting format for the college football playoff.
What is one lesson you hope readers take away from your essay?
That because our national identity is self-made and intentional and based on shared interests, that it requires constant care and civic participation, and it's everyone's responsibility to contribute to that.
Great. Thanks so much, Austin.
Thank you.
Bye.